What is up, everybody? Don't laugh at that. Don't you do it. I have to. It's easier for me to edit.
Sorry.
Anyways,
Sorry.
back to it. We're back, guys. Welcome back to
Happy
the
to be here.
WASD and Beyond podcast. It is myself and Evan, as per usual.
Yes.
We took a bit of a break after the hashtag E3, not E3. Since that break, my light has died again, so I don't have light down here.
Lovely.
Great. You look like you're in like a cool little wooded area. It looks really nice for the video, and I look like I'm in a dingy Dearborn basement, which I am. So, again, this is the WASD and Beyond podcast for those who may have not
He's
listened to this
rusty,
before.
dude.
I am. I'll get in the flow by next week. I guarantee it. I
He's
guarantee it.
so rusty.
A couple quick plugs before we start. I want to shout out to everybody in the Spawn Camp Discord right now for just being as incredible as that server has become. When you start a Discord, like for me at least, when I started Boys Know Better, which is our secret Discord that is not secret now, but none of you are in it, right? Sorry, but there's a server for
That
you
sounded
guys.
aggro.
No, but like
Dude, this guy is a
that's,
mess.
Boys Know Better is our server, but the Spawn Camp community server is for everybody. When I started Boys Know Better, I didn't think I was gonna make all the friends I've made. There's no fucking way. I was like, I'm gonna make this for me, Kyle, Matt, my brother Julian, and then you came in, and then John came in, and then boom. Now in this server,
yeah, it basically blew up because of me. Like, I'm taking a real Homelander stretch.
Yeah.
I'm taking a real Homelander stretch right now.
We're not gonna say what we're talking about, but
I did everything, and I am the best out of all of you. No,
you did teach me how to own
well,
my server,
I didn't. I mean, that was more Julian, but like a lot of the people that came in, it was like, yeah, John was a friend of mine who I invited in, and then yeah, it kind of progressed, right? It was like John was like, okay, I'm gonna bring in a couple people, and like now, a couple people I brought in Good Nick, and then he brought in a couple people, right? And then it just slowly populated with people who were gonna stay, like who are gonna like Julian brought in Elliot and Connor and Noah, and then Elliot brought in other Noah.
Yeah.
And like those are the people who are here, right? So
but it was that same fear though with this server, especially dealing with like us, DIGGITY, and Build.
Well, you have 3 sets of people bringing in their people, right?
But at the same time, we're all younger shows, so I was like, there's no way it's gonna populate fast. Like it's gonna take like a little while for us to populate the server. No, no, not at all. The Gunpla dudes fucking came in droves, and the ladies came in droves. They're hanging out. So big fucking shouts out to Logan, Pride, Ethan, just everybody in that server right now making it what it is. I truly appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for sending me all the kits you did. And Logan, thank you for the kits and the MF Doom crowbar. Appreciate that, dude. Didn't have to do that, but you guys want to like join in on the madness, join our Discord server. There'll be a link on Twitter. You will get banned if you're a shithead. So just already had to get rid of somebody, which we're not going to get into.
John keeps throwing that in my face every time it comes up. He's like, I'd like you to know that you brought him in here. And I was like, no. I was like, we had a permanent link. And that's how he got in here. Yes, so it wasn't really anybody's fault.
No. We're trusting you. It's the honor system, but the ban hammer is ready to go.
I recommend to any new people who come in, read the chat called "the rules" because the person who got banned did not read that chat or understand any of the basic qualities of kindness or humanity.
That's ridiculous. So
or like having a brain.
Damn, we're not gonna say who. But so again, join the community server. Gundam, anime, video games, movies. We have movie nights. We just started our movie nights. We watched a terrible Cronenberg film, and I'm still fucking mad about that. We'll talk about that at the end of the film. We'll talk about that at the end of the episode. How's that? Because I want to tell you exactly how bad it was, Evan. Because you're gonna crack up.
I mean, we're gonna talk more about like TVs and movie for this episode, regardless. Anyways, which I mean, I was gonna segue in because you just brought up movie nights and compared to what we watched last night.
We're close to segueing, and I have to do one more thing before we do that.
Sure.
Though I am not wearing a Spawn Camp or a Final Boss or Doc Longy shirt right now. This podcast, and neither is Evan. This podcast is sponsored by Final Boss and Doc Longy. Well,
this
you're
is
wearing
totally a
John
Final
Mayer.
Boss shirt.
It's John Mayer. I don't think Eric made a
I can't.
or
I can't
Chloe
say that. I'll
made
get in trouble.
John Mayer shirts.
John's gonna sue me. He'll
Both
be like, what are you talking about?
Both our sponsors just dropped new merch. Final Boss did an entire line for Max Payne 1 and 2. If you're looking to get a flag, there's only a handful left. Pins, handful left. Coach's jacket, which in America we call a windbreaker. Got shirts and long sleeves for Max Payne 1 and 2. Go eat that shit up. It's incredible what Eric and Chloe have done with Final Boss. Doc Longy just dropped Doc Longy's Doomsday. The bundles sold out within minutes. Let's put that out
That's
there.
cool.
Within fucking minutes. So 25 bundles gone. You can still buy t-shirts, short sleeve t-shirts, and longies from Doc Longy. Everything comes with prints. So you get posters, and Doc throws amazing things in his packages. So check out our sponsors, Doc Longy and Final Boss. Check out their new drops. Boom. That was good. Evan, what were you going to segue into?
Well, I mean, again, I do like how I did bring this up and you literally completely ignored it. What have you been up to this week, bro? What have you been playing? What have you been doing?
Oh, I'm just saying, we have to get all that plug out of the way. So
we're not segueing into anything yet. I'm going to ask you how your week was because you're my friend, and I got to know what you've been up to.
Well, so we had our first spawn camp meeting together in person a couple weeks ago when we took our break.
That was last
Saturday.
It wasn't this Friday. Sorry.
Last Saturday.
Yeah, it was last Saturday.
Which
it was last Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, last Friday, which was amazing. It was really awesome to just chill with all the build bros. All of WASD was there. Brody was there from DIGGITY. A lot of our community members. They're our friends, but they're a part of the spawn camp community. Were there, so that was fucking incredible. We just got really fucking drunk for a long time and just talked and had a great night. Unfortunately, towards the end of the night, my son got sick, but he's to full recovery. The kid is destroying things and trying to nick things from
very good
Target. So I had to pay for that today. He grabbed a Xenomorph plushie, and when you hug it, it like shakes. And I was walking out of the store, and the guy was like, "You gonna pay for that?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I was just oblivious. I was like, "What are you talking?"
Didn't even know that he stole something.
Dude, this thing is the size of Landon. I just wasn't paying attention. I was trying to get the fuck out of the store. I'm like, "Dude, I didn't know." He's like,
nobody likes being in Target.
Well, he was like, and I'm like, I didn't see my kid with it. I was like, I just wasn't paying attention. So I had to fucking $40 plush. I had to fucking. So if anyone wants to Venmo me $40 fucking dollars, that would put me back on track. You gonna zap a fly right now?
I'm waiting for him to move.
Evan, so for the audio listeners, Evan's got a fucking bug zapper. He's about to kill some fly.
He's just sitting here on the door. He's sitting on the glass door, and I'm just
kill him.
I'm thinking of like what's his name? Gonna follow you home.
Ghost?
Kill your Space Ghost.
With the ant.
That's what I'm thinking right now.
We then went to a DCFC match with Brody. Incredible. Brody had a blast. He literally didn't. I don't think he thought he was gonna have that much fun. And I got my Steam Deck.
He left.
So that was like one of the bigger things in gaming. It's gaming, bro. I got my Steam Deck.
No, not that. He ran.
The
flag got away. I'm pissed.
I will say I have a special episode coming up with somebody else who got a Steam Deck. So we're going to be doing a huge review, so I won't do it right now. I love it. This thing is incredible. The caveat is the battery is really fucking trash.
Not good. Doesn't last very long.
I was playing Max Payne 3 today, and I started at 95, and within like 2 hours it was at like 60%.
2 hours and 30%? That's not bad for playing a game. Realistically.
I just wish they would have maybe just thought.
Can you play it while it's plugged in?
Yeah. So like, once the dock comes out and shit, that caveat is non-existent to me because it's just like the Switch. Like I'm not just gonna go out in public and be like looking like an asshole. Like I'm just not gonna do.
I don't understand. I don't understand anybody who do that, and anybody who's like, well, it's the mobile aspect. It's like that's why people have phones, bro.
This is for if you want to go into bed and play high-end gaming. That's what this is
absolutely.
For. Or emulation.
That makes sense.
It's like I'm gonna be ordering my fucking SD cards, micro SDs soon to emulate. So PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, Xbox. So yeah, I've just been playing Max Payne 3. I was literally before we started doing the episode, I was playing what's it called, man?
The Looker?
The Looker. Donkey made a video on this game, and I was like, I'll try it. And it's like the Stanley Parable in my head. I'm just in the game now. So
right.
That's what I'm doing. Other than that, dude, not a whole lot. Just working, trying to get through everything. Uh, watched a, we'll just do this right now. I watched a really bad movie with our community that I thought was going to be amazing because it's a Cronenberg film. And for those who don't know Cronenberg, he made the movie Speed, or Crash, rather, sorry. Crash, The Fly,
It's like I know he did not do the
Existence.
masterpiece known as Speed.
No, Existence. So he's really prolific body horror film director. But like his films aren't just like they're shock and awe for shock and awe, but there's usually something there. There's substance there. This was the biggest pretentious pile of up its own ass piece of shit fucking cinema I've ever seen in my life. And that's coming from me. I will watch snuff films just to say I did. So I'm a pretentious prick. This sucked.
I can confirm.
This
100%
was like,
of the time.
You know what it boiled down to? You know what the film's about?
It's
global
like surgery.
Warming. No, it's about global fucking warming. Humans are eating plastic. We're evolving because we've fucking destroyed the earth. So now we have to eat our own waste. Is what I got out of this. Logan got that out of this too.
I just want to point out that every time I said go see Top Gun Maverick, you were like, I'm going to go see Crimes of the Future. And I think I kind of wish you had gone and seen Crimes of the Future, and you'd be like, it sucked. And I would have been like, could have spent that ticket to see a really good movie.
Logan rented it during movie night. I'm cool with it. I feel bad for Logan because Logan fell asleep 3 times. We're watching the movie, and all I hear is
I hit him. I hit him up. I hit him up because he left. He left like you guys did after the movie ended, and I hit him up and I'm like, "Where'd you go?" And he texted me the next morning and he goes, "They caught me lacking, bro." It's like they caught me sleep 3 times.
It was fucking hilarious. That's what I've been up to. That's what I've watched. That's what I've played.
Nice.
Yeah. How about you, buddy? Fuck me.
Let's get to you. Yeah. I've been well, yeah, we had the spawn camp meeting, which was awesome, being able to meet a lot of all the Bill Bros, not or no, Nick wasn't there, but I got to meet I got to meet Alex, Claudian and Copley. I was gonna say Tobias, but I mean he kind of showed up.
Inside joke.
Yeah, but like got to meet all those guys. That was a great time. Tobias and Raptor ruled the night. I did love the like 30 minutes we spent driving around trying to find cigars, only to end up at a what was it? A Big Boy connected to a cigar lounge, which
totally
makes
fucked me up. I was like, why is this a fucking thing? This is unsanitary for food. I was freaking out. I was pissed.
I was cracking up. We were trying to find stuff, and I think somebody mentioned like, yo, they have cigars at 7-Eleven, and you were like, no. It's like I would rather. Yeah. So that was fun. But yeah, that was a great night, and had a great time, and I want to do it again with everybody. I did not go to the DCFC match, but I will be going to another one or one for my first time very soon.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that was great. I've been playing a lot of racing games.
I've seen that.
I probably have an issue. Yeah, I bought the Steam Summer Sale's going on right now, so I bought BeamNG, which I returned because the UI is terrible. It is.
It's not bad.
It makes no sense. It like there are things like you see these videos that look so great because they're people that are like smashing the cars and like it's got like some of the best soft body physics engines ever.
Yeah.
And it's like you're watching these cool crashes and like races happen. It's not like a Forza game or like something like that where you can just hit play race and it spawns 4 cars and then you go and you race and like they're all in the same class. It's literally you have to go to a world, go to a spot that is built for a race, and then you have to set up the race stuff, like however many opponents you want, all this stuff in a separate menu, then load it up and go to the race, and then you do the race. And the thing that pissed me off about all of this was that I love watching these things happen in slow motion, and there is a slow motion button. But whenever you do an event like a drag race or a regular like point to point race or a lap sprint race, whatever, the slow motion option does not work anymore.
Ooh, I don't like that.
So it's like the moment where I can get these cars to be in the same space and racing and all that kind of stuff, I can't even slow it down for when one of them completely wipes out. So yeah, I returned that, and then I got both Assetto courses, which I've been playing the second one a lot, the newer one. That's a lot of fun.
Course?
Assetto Corsa. It's
yeah,
okay. two different racing games. Or well, one was older. The new one is like just a GT3 challenge game, so it's different kind of racing. I'm not that I'm used to. And then I bought R Factor 2 yesterday, which is another racing game. So yeah, I've been kind of busying my time with those, and then on and off, like when people are around and we're playing games. I played some Tarkov today with Matt and Julian. I've been playing Resident Evil 2 a little bit here and there, just kind of to like satiate my boredom. Obviously playing a lot of F1 2021 because I swear to God I have an issue. F1 22 comes out next week.
Yeah, you're probably fucking getting ready for that.
I am very excited. And then I've actually been playing a little bit of No Man's Sky. I've been having a bit of an itch for some space stuff that's finished.
Did that come to you after seeing Star Citizen at all, or Starfield rather?
Starfield. It's tough to say, probably subconsciously, but right. I really just looked at it as like I think it was an update maybe that I saw or whatever, or I saw like just a recommended video pop up from YouTube that was a No Man's Sky thing of like finding a yeah, it was a planet that looked just like Earth.
Okay.
It was a paradise planet that had blue oceans and green land and all that kind of stuff, like looked just like Earth, because there's a lot of stuff like I was playing and I stopped playing when I went and I got to a planet that was a paradise planet, and it had this beautiful blue tint on it, like gorgeous, like turquoise color. And I went down and I landed, and the planet is red. It is completely red. The atmosphere makes it blue, or it looks blue from the outside. And then I landed, and it was completely, it was red and pink. Well, it was cool, but I was like, I feel like I just got cheated.
Yeah, you got cheated. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to this stupid star system with no stupid fuel left to leave out of this stupid system, and now I'm stuck on this stupid planet that isn't even the color I wanted it to be.
Nothing is worse though than in Star Citizen, like when you're gearing up and you don't check your fuel, and you just get stuck in space.
I don't have that problem. I'm actually dumber than that. I will take off my helmet when I'm talking to you guys on a space station, and then I will run out with no helmet on, and all of a sudden I see my health start to drop, and my characters go, and I'm like, oh, cool, great. And then I gotta like quick try and put on the helmet, that way I can like be cool, like I can be fine. So yeah, I've been doing that, and then like those are the games I've been playing, and rewatching a TV show, watching some movies and stuff like that. I was gonna watch Tombstone earlier, but I ended up watching just I think it was just one of the Bond movies.
Gotcha.
Saw Top Gun Maverick a couple times. Kind of want to go back and see it a third, until it comes out to streaming, or like I'm gonna purchase it when it comes out.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna purchase it, and definitely gonna have a movie night with that.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Everybody's gonna love it, but it does suck because at the same time, it's like I don't mind watching it because I've seen it so many. I've already seen it twice in the theaters, but there is something that was just so great about seeing it.
Dude, I'm sure that movie's
it's
made
gonna
for
look.
IMAX. It's just like Dune.
It was all IMAX 6K Venice cameras. Yeah, that's how they had to fit them in the jets. It took them like a year and a half to figure out how to fit them onto the jets.
Fit them in. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, to put them in the cockpits, and then they had to build a jet called the Cinejet, which is literally a jet that has like high resolution cameras on the underside of it to film the jets taking, like speeding up and slowing down and all that kind of stuff. It's been really funny watching clips of it on YouTube and watching everybody argue in the comments about like, well, that jet couldn't do that. It doesn't have the proper blah, 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 blah. And it's like, guys, they've literally said about 50 times that actual fighter pilots, Top Gun instructors flew these jets, and actual ones who didn't fly them but like saw the movie. And like there's a podcast that I listened to for this episode, the Fighter Pilot Podcast. These guys went and they got a special screening of it because they were all Top Gun instructors. They got a special screening of it with their friends and family, and then right after they were done, they recorded the podcast talking about it. And like the only guy in like the US Navy that is permitted to fly an F-18, an F-14, an F-22, and an F-35. He's permitted to fly like all four of them. Said it's like 10 out of 10. Everything that he saw in the movie, he has done.
That's gnarly.
Like with the jets they did him with. So yeah, it's been really funny watching people argue about it.
People argue
because it's like, well, it's like, I mean, come on, guys. Like, how many of us really know any of this? Like,
none of you motherfucking keyboard warriors know shit.
I don't know anything about jets. I just know that they're cool, and I asked, like, I told everybody when it came out and I saw it the first time, I was like, you have to see it.
Yeah.
I mean,
you were stoked.
as I just said before you started, that's Tom Cruise's first $1 billion movie.
Yeah.
None of the Mission Impossibles have made $1 billion. Like, it was his first $1 billion movie, and I was like, that's incredible.
And say what you will about him, right? Like, everyone has their opinion on the man, but like, dude, this is
He's a movie star. You can't take that away from him. Like he does his own stunts.
He's one of the last remaining action stars we'll ever have, in my opinion. You got
no,
Jackie
I agree.
Chan, Tom Cruise, Tom Hardy. To me, also will be there eventually, I believe.
He does a pretty good job. I was gonna say Christian Bale, but I wouldn't count him. He
Christian
really
Bale
only
will
has done
anything that he deems worthy of him
doing. Yeah, like action stars are hard to come by. Like people that do their own stunts, and that's not something that a lot of actors necessarily do anymore, especially to the lengths that he wants to.
Policy wise, they're not allowed to.
Well, Matt, there was
I'm doing it. Like, I'm doing it. Fuck you.
There's a story where he wanted to do something for one of the Mission Impossibles, and the set, like the safety guy was like, you can't do that. And Tom Cruise was like, well, I just got a different safety guy to tell me I could, like, to figure it out. Like, that guy just
on top of some like tall ass building.
He sat on top of the I think it was the Burj Khalifa. It's in Abu Dhabi. It's the tallest building in the world.
He just sat there. He was just taking dude, I would literally
he hung off the
die.
He hung off the cargo plane that takes off in Mission Impossible like 3 or 4.
Nope.
Like he literally just hangs onto the wing as it takes off. Like he did the Halo jump for the last Mission Impossible.
Not about
like
that.
Yeah. And then, again, sitting in an F-18 for 2 years or whatever, being flown around and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. But I did mention in what I've been doing, I've been rewatching a certain show.
I do want to do one thing really quick.
Oh.
Video games.
Go ahead.
The Steam Summer Game Fest or
Summer Sale.
Next Fest. Steam Next Fest. The demos.
Oh.
I want to give huge props out to Rip Out, Celico, on Angerfoot, Midnight Fight Express, and a game
I didn't play that one, but I wanted to.
It's amazing. And then a game
I need to.
Trepang 2, and a game I am dying to play, which is Skate Story. All of these, dude, look up Skate Story after the episode. You're gonna be like, holy fuck. But I want to give props to those games that I did play. Insane, amazing. Props to these indie devs taking the industry back over, in my opinion, from these AAA studios that can't do any fucking thing right. So good shit, guys. Like, this is what we need right now. Celico especially was phenomenal. It was fucking.
How do you spell that?
SEA or SELACO. Celico. Celico was amazing, but it's a boomer shooter-esque type of game. Rip Out.
Oh, I remember watching you play
Rip Out felt like Doom 3 a little bit, but like faster paced, like Quake. Midnight Fight Express was just like
that was
Sifu.
Cool.
It was like Sifu, but like
they showed that off at the Summer Games Fest. It looks sweet.
It was amazing. The demo was awesome. You can still play these demos. Metal Hellsinger. If you are a fan of Guitar Hero, Metal Hellsinger is for you. It's Guitar Hero in FPS. You shoot to the beat. Not for me. I know Eric from FINALBOSS really fucking liked it. I'd recommend playing that as well. And a lot of these games, if you do have a Steam Deck, just download to your Steam Deck and get playing. It's fucking awesome. Cult of Lamb as well. Devolver doing great job. So anyways, yes. Now that is out of the way, Evan, you said you're rewatching something.
Yeah, it's a riveting drama, really, I'd say. It deals a lot about the morals of right and wrong.
Not wrong.
I'm trying to figure out a good way to go into this, but I really can't.
Just call
me
it has right cunt.
No, that's mean. I'm not Butcher.
Ooh.
I'm more of a deep types myself.
You don't want to be the fucking. We're talking about.
You don't want to be the deep. We're talking about the boys.
We're talking about all 3 seasons. We're not going to go in super depth. We're going to talk about the show in general at this point.
Yeah, just what we've loved about it.
And you don't want to be the deep. Do not fucking ever claim that.
You don't want to be the deep.
Not good. So let's talk about the boys.
I think I'm going to start an Instagram account that's akin to. There's an Instagram account I follow called Kendall Roy Looking Sad, and it's just somebody who just posts pictures of Kendall Roy from Succession looking sad, and I just kind of want to do that for the deep, where it's just the deep looking sad or something like that, and it's just pictures of him from the show where it's like, and then it's like sad because his gills are talking to him. Something stupid like that.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No, I'm kind of skipping around and just going to the episodes I want to watch, not really watching it in order. Because we are still waiting for season 3 to finish airing. We have 2 more episodes left.
Which is a fucking bummer.
Yeah, but it's so like thinking about it now, it's like what was episode 6 is like there's a lot of stuff that's gonna happen between the next 2 episodes, right?
I would say for this episode that we are doing, we are going to unpack herogasm. At least we are gonna fucking just unpack right there, and then we'll pick up at the end of the season.
I
think that's a good idea.
It was pretty gross. It was just gross.
To give a short synopsis, Evan, what is The Boys to you? Like, we all know what The Boys is, but like, what is The Boys for someone who may not have seen it yet?
Well, the Boys is take your favorite superheroes or most popular superheroes like Superman, Captain America, and all that kind of stuff, and just make them downright terrible, awful human beings who really only care about their marketing or like social numbers rather than actually caring about saving the individuals that they have to save, like saving the world. Like they only do that because it looks good, not because they actually there's a moral sense to them or this compass of I have to do the right thing. So the big bad is Homelander, who is a mix of Superman and Captain America.
Yeah.
The patriotism of Captain America and the strength and speed and like the godlike qualities, the godlike qualities of Superman. But he's a sadistic psychopath who literally just wants everybody to love him.
He's a child deep down too. That's he's just got those weird. And Anthony, the actor, Anthony Starr, correct?
Yes,
is the perfect Homelander.
He plays the psychotic, like lack of anything in the eyes thing very well.
It's akin to Patrick Bateman, honestly. Like Christian Bale's Patrick Bateman. Like a lot of the mannerisms that like Homelander has at times is insane, dude.
Well, that's the thing I wanted to say is that the difference between the two is that Patrick Bateman is there on the surface. He's there. Like he is able to fake his way through. But when you look at Homelander, you can see he's barely hanging on. Like he's got a thread or two that's kind of holding him from like completely losing his sense of reality. Because at the end of the day, he is a guy who can kill everybody in the world if he wants to. Like,
and then the beauty is too, like with that, with Homelander himself, like and like how corporatized these heroes really are.
Right.
With the social media and like how they're scripted to act and like a crime itinerary and all this, it's like people are just so into the show is very meta. It is
it makes fun of a lot of things that happen in real life and like things that are currently going on and that kind of stuff. So
it shows a lot of like how
great social commentary
are. Like
yes, great social commentary
because social media. They're like you could see right through Homelander. And the beauty is too, like if you watch like so in the show, you'll see we're bouncing around. We'll get back on topic, but there's just so many like deep dives and nooks and crannies you could really take with the show.
Deep dives,
nice. But like with Homelander himself, if you watch his interviews, the subtitles that are on the actual like interviews.
Oh, you told me about this. Yeah,
they come out before Homelander speaks. Solidifying that like everything he says is supposed to always be scripted.
Yeah,
people don't catch on in the show and in real life. I only figured this out because of a podcast from the creators. Eric Kripke was talking about it, and that's who. So the show was created by Eric Kripke. The comics were by Garth Ennis. And I am so glad they got Eric Kripke to do this show. I don't think anyone else could have really captured Garth Ennis's brutality with the boys, cynicism. It's very masochistic as well. It's dark. This is not something if superheroes were humanized and if people could realize that they are like us but super, this is what the boys is. Like they fuck up. There's casualties during their crime fighting. And it gets covered up.
More often than not, most of the Supes are bad people.
And they're bad.
Like,
they're just bad
there's very few that are actually good. Like, the only two that I would say that I found to be naturally honorable and good to a sense is Starlight and Soldier Boy. Like
So
Soldier Boy
yeah.
he's patriotic and he's clearly got his, issues again, but like he's honorable in the sense of he feels remorse when people die when they're not supposed to, like civilians. Like
Yeah.
he talks about like what happens in the most recent episode when when he kills a couple people on accident and he's like, I blacked out, I don't remember it, and I feel
Right.
terrible for it, right? Like whereas Homelander would be like, Homelander in the same episode forces a girl to jump off and kill herself because he's just pissed off.
Yeah.
Like he literally says, "Jump or I laser you." Like
Yeah.
regardless, because he does not care for people. He thinks humans are trash.
Because he's a god. He'll
Yeah,
literally say,
and
like, I am a god. Like,
Soldier Boy has this inherent like, I'm a person, like he's more emotionally like he's put together, which I think as the fact he is like Captain America age, he's like 120 or something. He was born in 1919, so he's literally 100 years old.
Soldier Boy, yeah.
Yeah. So like he's got a bit more of a head on his shoulders. Um, you know, yeah, it's just it blows my mind how brutal the show is. It's disgusting.
From season
And
1 all
so
the way to
gory.
season 3, it has been a nonstop just assault on
Heads
your eyes.
exploding,
Yep.
heads exploding. Yeah, just coom everywhere from the latest episode. Like yeah, it's just like the brutality of it is really good. I like Eric Kripke because I did watch 12 seasons of Supernatural, which
Yes.
everybody who doesn't know Supernatural is like, wow, that's a lot. It's like there's like 5 more after that, and I stopped. But I know that when Supernatural was happening, he intended it to be like a 5-season show.
Right.
And literally all they did, I think, at the end of the final episode of season 5 was when they reshot the last scene. They went and reshot like that's all they did. They left everything up to how he had wanted it or how he had made it, and then basically the CW was like, "We want to do more of this, so we're signing you on to do more." And Eric Kripke was like, "I didn't do any more." Like, I think he left the show more or less.
Right.
I'd have to look up to confirm that. So like that's one thing that I love. I think he does a great job of the social commentary and stuff like that. It's very funny watching people give it negative reviews on Amazon.
Oh my
Like,
god. And the
like
people
they did
giving
it.
it negative reviews are like the people going, "Love the show before it became woke," and it's like, dude, then you
It's always
have
been
not
woke.
watched all of the
You have
seasons.
not watched the same show.
It's not even woke.
Yeah.
It's just aware. It's like, this is what's going on in our world, and you guys are assholes.
Well, like there was an interview they did when the first season came out, and it got like the interview episode has like literally a 1 star. It got review bombed, and I read through some of them, and it's just too political, and it's like, are you kidding me? Like,
That's the
have you
point.
not watched the same season? Like, yeah, that's kind of the gist of it, right?
Yeah,
It's like,
absolutely it is.
or like Derek, a guy I follow on Twitter today, posted or like he tweeted something, I think it was yesterday, where he's like, pretty wild to see people going and being like, I didn't know Homelander was a bad guy until season 3. It's like, have you not seen the first 2 seasons?
He lets the plane go down. The spoiler alert throughout the entire episode, by the way. He lets the plane go down purposefully.
Because he can't save them.
He can't.
So he doesn't.
Fuck it. He could save them. He could have saved all those people. Homelander was able to do it, but he said, "Fuck it," because we are ants to him, as he says.
Yeah,
we are ants.
Yeah.
To Homelander.
Yeah. So
no evidence, but which
like
proves differently.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just really funny hearing people be like, I can't believe Homelander was the bad guy, and it's like, you are like the people in the show, like, who just love him for him being strong and all that kind of stuff. It's basically makes fun of politics, especially more extreme takes on things.
Yes.
Makes fun of Fox News, like makes fun of corporations and like corporatized America, more or less. Like everything has to be for the rating. Like there can be no human moment, there can be no real moment, because if there's a real moment that could basically negatively affect the stock price, they don't want it. They're not going to do it.
Exactly.
The company or the corporation that's like at large in the show is basically owns everything. They're Disney, they are Fox, they are Microsoft, they are hilariously Amazon, which is the corporation that basically allows the show to exist, which I always thought was kind of funny.
On Amazon the entire time, and I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, like it's got this great like sense of knowing, like crossing the line and being like, yeah, he like there's some crazy shit that's said that makes you really think. Like I texted you when I was watching the most recent episode when Soldier Boy's like, the cause, what a real man, made some strong drinks. And it's like, and Huey and I at the same time both go, holy fucking shit. Like,
Huey's like, okay.
Yeah, he's like, the Bluetooth, the internet, you just made those words up.
Yeah,
no, I didn't.
No, I didn't. I love Huey. So let's actually get into a couple things right now. There is basically right now in the show from the get-go, we have almost two factions, right? We got Supes, which are a part of Vought, which are a part of the Seven that they're going after. Yes, Butcher and his crew, which are the boys, which I'll get into in a moment, are going after the Seven, but if they can get other Supes on the way, good. The Seven right now is Starlight, A-Train, Black Noir, The Deep, Homelander, Queen Maeve, and holy fuck.
They're looking for him.
They're looking for
because
the Seven.
they were going to do Supersonic.
Supersonic, correct. Translucent was a part of the Seven, but Translucent gets
got his ass blown up.
A wee bit of
literally
plastique up his bum, as Butcher says.
Yeah.
And Huey blows his ass up. Now Huey's a part of the boys. So you got Huey, you got Butcher, Kimiko,
Frenchie,
and Mother's Milk.
Yeah.
The boys and the Seven are two of the most compelling groups of characters. And it's not because I read the books. Like, I read the comics when I was a lot younger, and I shouldn't have been reading them. I know right now I shouldn't, because the comics and the show do differ.
Bad. Yeah.
But it works for the show, and the show is still so fucking faithful and loving to those books. But everybody in the boys, you feel for these people. You want them to keep succeeding. You don't want any of them to die. Like, you want to watch the boys just triumph through. And that's why I love it. Even Butcher, like, you watch how just sadistic and pissed and just downright vicious Butcher is to some Supes.
He's
Joel Osment.
Hey.
I'm so sorry, buddy. Holy fuck.
Oh, but, Mesmer?
Yeah, Mesmer.
Or Mesmer. Like, or Gunpowder.
Oh my god. Oh my fucking. We'll get into like what they start doing in season 3, but there's a reason Butcher is Butcher. And it's not just him going, I just don't like Supes. No, there's a huge reason why Butcher is going after who he's going after and why he hates them. Supes is the derogatory slang for superheroes, is what the boys will call them. They'll call them Supes.
Yeah.
And the whole top of Vought is being ran by Stan Edgar. Stan Edgar is
played by Giancarlo Esposito, one of the best villain actors
phenomenal.
Ever.
But
Gus
is
Fring,
he a villain?
Moff
That's
Gideon.
The thing with Moff Gideon and Gus, correct? But Stan Edgar,
he's not.
He's just a fucking businessman.
He's a corporate guy, but yeah, he's never.
He's doing bad and shady shit.
He's a bad person in that sense, but he is one of the more complicated bad people that you are almost like. He's not for downright genocide in trying to murder everybody that doesn't agree with him. He doesn't care about that because he knows he's winning people over by the masses anyway due to their messaging, whatever. He's a businessman, and being one of the most powerful businessmen in the world, running one of the most powerful corporation in the world of the boys, you're gonna do some shady stuff to stay at the top, essentially. So like he's again very compelling in the sense of like, oh, he's not completely crazy. He just knows what he wants. Like
the almighty dollar for Stan Edgar.
Yeah, he knows exactly what he's going for.
It's just really amazing that Eric Kripke and Garth Ennis for all of this have created a universe. They're separate universes and they work in different ways.
Oh yeah, they're not.
What the show and the comics do together and how they meet in the middle with certain things that happen, phenomenal. Yeah. It's phenomenal. I don't want to hear anybody who read the books bitch about the show because like this is a great adaptation of the books. There's certain things like Mother's Milk, for instance. I told you this yesterday. He's got a sickness, a V sickness, because there's compound V and temp V. Okay, in the comics, the boys use temp V to fight Supes. In the show, we'll get into that soon, but they're starting to go there. Compound V is why we have Supes.
Yeah.
So Mother's
it was injected into Mother's.
Mother's Milk has compound or temp V sickness, So he has to drink his mother's breast milk in the books. How do you translate? That's real. That's why he's called Mother's Milk. You don't translate that to TV well. It just wouldn't. It just would. It'd be so off the wall and goofy and so distracting at that point. You'd be like, in the comics, you could read through it and it'll happen here, and then you're like, okay, cool. In a show, it's like,
what?
Yeah, like if I saw it one time, I'd go, cool. Which might happen. You never know what's gonna happen. Someone might have. He might take Temp V, and he'll have to take breast milk.
Yeah,
I'll crack up. But like everyone else gonna go, what?
Yeah, they're gonna be like, I can't watch that show.
If you don't know it and you're going in blind from the books, even
like
me
I
though.
am.
But this show, so many times I went like, holy fuck, you can do that?
Yeah.
You're allowed to show this on TV? Like,
especially what we saw last episode. Oh my god.
Yes, and so that's what The Boys is. It's you got a group, you got the boys going against the 7, or any and all Supes is what Butcher would prefer.
Yeah.
Butcher is played by Carl Urban, and holy
fantastic.
Fuck, this man.
Fantastic.
Would not want to bump into Billy Butcher in a fucking alleyway.
He plays it so well. He's always been good, and I like it. I like that he gets the recognition he really needs, like, for this, because it's like he was great. I think the first thing I saw him in was he played Bones in the Star Trek remakes. He did a great job for
Judge
that.
Dredd.
Yeah,
he
did. Yeah, he did Judge Dredd.
Dredd.
He was in this TV show. I can't remember the name of it. I'm gonna look it up real quick. I think it was like an NBC show, very procedural. Yeah, it was called Almost Human. It was basically a show. It was basically a show where cops are assigned to. It was very cyberpunk. It was like the detective that he plays is like a. He wakes up from a coma, and he is like outfitted, like his partner is a robot, essentially.
That's dope.
Like, looks like him, feels like him, all that kind of stuff.
Becomes human, kind of. Detroit becoming human.
Kind of, but the catch is that the I'm trying to see if I can find it. This android that he's assigned to, it was a discontinued model because they felt too much like people. So the newer ones are very more like, they're more like the Detroit Become Human. It's basically that. It's basically that premise. Yeah, it's basically that premise, and it got canceled after it barely made it. It didn't even make it a full year. It was Fox. They canceled it because they suck.
But that's good for Carl Urban, because then he becomes Billy Butcher.
Yeah, yeah,
and his career
he does a great.
Is insane with this role.
He does a great Billy Butcher. I mean, again, me not knowing anything from the comics, but watching him, I'm like, yeah, he's terrifying.
It's Billy Butcher.
He pulls it off really well. Huey's played by Jack Quaid, Dennis Quaid's son. He does a great job. He's fantastic. I identify with him so much about certain stuff.
I literally have told Perry every time since the first season, I'm like, hey, Evan's on TV. I literally look at fucking Huey and go, Evan is on TV. She goes, nuh-uh. I'm like, yes, huh? What do you mean, nuh-uh?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
A nice Easter egg I will bring up is that Huey was actually in the comics drawn up as Simon Pegg. In the show, Huey's dad is Simon Pegg. It's fucking. They knew what, because Seth Rogen is a producer, I believe,
and now a part of the show is a user, sir. Comes a lot. 779.
Yes, yes, he's gonna actually have a bigger role, I think. But
yeah, I heard about that.
So it's just awesome, man. Like, all this shit, the attention to detail. Like, they knew that people were gonna look at Huey and go, "That's not Huey." So what do they do? They go, "Well, hold up, check this out. That's Huey's dad." So it just shut everybody down immediately with the attention to detail. I don't think I've seen one episode where I've been, "That's fucked up." No, it's a hit after hit after fucking hit with the boys. Holy shit.
They do. It's just, oh my god. Yeah, no, I think we really need to talk though now about episode 6 of season 3.
So let's get into it. So season 3, it leads up into this huge thing. So, like, we're not gonna spoil season 1 and 2. Like, just go watch it. If you haven't seen The Boys, you need.
We kind of have, but we haven't said anything that's particularly major.
Bounced around
in a way
so much though. Like, if you haven't seen it, we're not. Yeah, there's spoilers here, but like, you need just go watch it. I've told everybody, like,
watch it regardless.
If you are tired of superheroes, this is the show that you need.
That is what I told my dad. I was because he does not watch superhero stuff, and I was like, but if you watch The Boys, I'm like, you will love it because it's not the way you think it is. It is
No,
not. It's not just a classic, Marvel. Like he even tried watching Loki, and he couldn't even do it. He was like, nah, I can't. So
it's yeah.
he was like, I was like, watch The Boys, you'll love it. Like
What
it's
does he
got Carl
think?
Urban. I'm gonna have to ask. He seems. I mean, he's finishing season 1, so clearly he
Oh,
was able to
he
make it through
likes
8
it. He
episodes.
has to like it.
Yeah. I was cracking up yesterday when I was watching that scene with him where the Deep gets reassigned to Sandusky, Ohio.
Oh my god, it's just a
Um,
shit
that
show
was
for him.
funny.
He deserves. He's a
But
bad guy.
yeah, he's a bad guy. But so yeah, episode 6 of season 3 is titled Herogasm. And comes with probably one of the best warnings I've ever seen opening to a
Can you?
TV show, which was I think I wrote it down and I'll repeat it here. Um, yeah, it says I'm trying to find it. I got to go all the way back.
Oh, Evan,
Um, I
you
do.
wrote it down.
I wrote it down. I sent it to you. Yes, some scenes may not be suitable for some, really most, let's be honest, all viewers, but rest assured that any consensual relationships depicted, be they human, animal, superhero, or other, aren't real, harmed no one, and in fact cost a hilariously large amount in special effects. So like I love that they did that. And I even put other quotes in here when I was sending them to you. Specifically, my favorite quote was probably when that superhero walks out and he's like completely covered in what we'll call goo, and
Oh, it's common,
Mother's Milk goes, "What did this motherfucker put on my jacket?" He
dude.
goes, "It's my favorite jacket," and then it only gets worse for him.
A literal 5 minutes later, Mother's Milk is trying to go into a room. So, okay, really quick. Herogasm is a orgy for superheroes. They do annually. In the comics, what they'll do is they'll tell people there's an alien race coming to Earth, coming to destroy Earth.
Oh
So
my
they
gosh!
have to fly off Earth. They're not going anywhere. They're going to a ranch to go fuck. That's what the Supes are doing. If I'm correct, I haven't read the books. It's so fucking long. This is almost the same thing, hosted by the Twins, which the Twins are being hunted by Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy is hunting his old team. Go watch season 3.
Because yeah,
So, yes, you heard me correct. Herogasm is an event for Supes with sex
it's
workers,
just
non-Soup sex workers, so
that's true.
poor sex workers at that point, and Supes. Supes fucking, sucking, every fucking thing you could think of is happening at this orgy.
It is basically imagine an episode of television that has no safety rating.
I
Like
don't know how they did it because it borders on softcore porn, which I am totally cool with. I don't want there to be
there
censorship. I think it could have gone
th-
further.
there's definitely a lot of nudity. It wasn't like down, camera right up close to the action sort of thing, but it was, there was clearly a lot
You
of
see a dude's asshole, literal
and
asshole, and his
his
balls and
pee.
cock.
Yeah, you
There's,
see everything.
but I'll give the boys this. While most shows will only show full frontal for women, this show
They
has
really
gone
don't have a
fuck
problem with
that.
the yeah, they really don't have a problem
They're
for doing it
totally cool.
for men.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm all for it. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
dude. Like
only makes it more realistic in that sense, right? It's
there's a
like
bunch of
all the
cock
men are
involved in this
always covered
episode.
up. Yeah, well, I actually was watching an interview the other day because of I can't really talk about it because it does borderline on spoiling, but
We
um,
warned the people.
Jack Quaid, Huey, like will suddenly at times become naked, and they actually have like this. It's basically like a caveman loincloth that he has to put over his
Yes.
genitals, and it's like just dude, you guys always shoot it from the like. You never go even that far down anyway. Just have him wear a set of boxers. Like, he really doesn't have to. He was literally like, it's probably worse wearing that than
Oh,
just
so
being naked.
revealing at that point.
Yeah, he was like, I'd rather just be naked at that point. I'm basically already there.
So funny.
Um, but yeah, so it's literally an episode where it's just constant, not constant. It's not through the whole episode, but for the last 20-30 minutes, it's mostly just sex and sex with animals, sex with people, sex with like people going inside of other people because
Oh
they're
my god.
turn into really small people. Like yeah, there is a lot of
Iceman making
nudity.
ice dildos.
Yeah, the dude literally making a dildo out of ice.
It was a really good dildo too, like with the curvature
That
on
was,
it. I was
that
like,
was good
all
CGI.
right, that's a good dildo.
Yeah. Um Yeah, but what you were saying before that because we kind of got off topic. Yeah, mother's milk gets immediately covered in somebody else's milk for lack of
That's a big
and
load.
the guy who said shooting ropes, that was Eric Kripke.
Shooting ropes. Oh, was it?
That was Eric Kripke said that. He said that and then he
Shooting
says whatever
ropes.
like racist thing he says to him afterwards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was just funny. It's just funny watching Annie January's reaction. She just covers her face like I don't know if I were her, I'd probably be laughing. I'd be laughing. I'd be like, I don't know how to I shouldn't laugh, but at the same time, it's like you did just get covered in like literally buckets of sperm.
This episode though, while it is shocking, I'm sure, to a lot of people, but like it was marketed in such a brilliant way, giving it
all the marketing for the show is like Vought is doing it.
Right.
Like all the X-ray stuff, like Amazon Prime does the X-ray stuff so you can learn more about scenes and like special effects. And oftentimes a lot of them are really written in a way of it's coming from Vought. Like this was actually filmed on the Vought land, set 3 or whatever, like they go into it like as if The Boys is made by Vought, more or less.
Well, what I'm saying though, for herogasm, that I do love that bit though. Like Vought is doing it. Vought has its own social media account.
Vaughtstagram.
Yeah, and like
Vought book. Yeah, everything is just take like modern names and just change it to Vought, whatever.
But the advertising for herogasm itself was great because like it made people think the entire episode was gonna be a huge orgy. The episode's a lot deeper than that though.
Like, yeah, there's a lot more to it, and I was kind of hoping that for it to be just that, just to really nail it home.
Yes.
But I'm happy. I'm more than happy with what the actual episode really ended up being. Almost in a way of like sometimes less is more, right? Like
I feel like if it was all the orgy, it would have gotten like, okay,
yeah,
that was enough for me. I was like, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, we're moving on. Okay, I'm totally cool with that because the fight.
Yep.
Where we're going to leave this episode off on is that fight. So again, you got Compound V, which is why we have Supes. You have Temp V. The boys are starting to use Temp V. 2 specifically at this point. And poor Frenchie's in his own thing with little Nina. And there's
just a drama musical going on.
Yeah, and there's like a joke going on right now. It's like Frenchie would love to be here. He's gonna be so mad. I love that. He's gonna be so
They said
mad.
the same thing. They said the same thing. They're like, "Oh, poor Frenchie. He's gonna be heartbroken. He missed this."
Mother's Milk says it. So does fucking Butcher.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the next episode where they're like, "Yeah, well, we went to herogasm." And he just like that. The face Frenchie makes whenever he like about to lose his mind. Like you're watching his brain just go like, "Are you kidding me?"
I love Frenchie. But
I can't. I would not be shocked to see him punch Mother's Milk or Butcher because he didn't get to go to herogasm.
He's gonna swing it.
Like he's gonna like pull a gun out of nowhere and be like, "Are you kidding me?"
Frenchie is amazing. Love that character.
Yes. So, but as you said, so Temp V is what the boys have started using. Basically, gives them superpowers that they don't know what they're going to have until it happens to them, more or less. It comes with a lot of crazy, heavy side effects, and they only get those powers for 24 hours, like more or less a day of time, currently as they've defined it. And then, Compound V was injected into mothers who were carrying babies, and the babies would come out. And that was kind of also like, I'm guessing, more hit or miss. Like you couldn't predict the powers it was going to give somebody. So like Homelander was bred to be the perfect superhero. He was not like he was basically created in a test tube, then inseminated, and like the perfect process to make him more or less. And then now every other superhero is just the same thing of like they get injected, their mother gets injected, they're born with whatever they're born with, and that's what they have.
Injected at young ages too, but more or less it's when the mother has the child,
So they take Huey and Butcher take Temp V before going into herogasm because they have a current deal with Soldier Boy. If they help him hunt down his old crew, he will fight Homelander. And currently, as it is shown, Soldier Boy is the only person capable of taking out Homelander. Basically, Soldier Boy was the better version of Homelander before Homelander was made. Like more honorable, less powers overall, but
he's still a bad guy. But
he's a bad guy, but
his time type of thing. How I see that.
Well, like even then they have like a couple of things when like he's watching like stuff that's changed. He's more or less okay with it, like gay people, like he like is something that wouldn't have been allowed in his time. It trips him up, but he's not like terrible. Like he's like, oh, I'm not used to that, but sure, cool. Like be again product of his time, also meaning that he really doesn't care about other people in the sense of what they do with their lives.
Yeah, he's just doing
Like,
his own thing. He's got his own agenda.
yeah, right. So he doesn't really care what goes on with other people, but he does, like I said earlier, feel remorse when people die that don't have to. And again, he doesn't remember when like he has killed a bunch of people that he hasn't meant to. He doesn't remember. He blacks out because of how strong he is now. Um, but he never, like, I would say more than likely, if he can control it, he probably wouldn't just kill innocent people at will for his own sadistic enjoyment.
Right.
But yeah, so the fight that we'll leave this off on is Homelander is trying to hunt down Soldier Boy because he knows Soldier Boy is the only thing capable of really stopping him, or so he thinks. Um, and like I said, Huey and Butcher take Temp V with Soldier Boy to go in and take care of the twins who are running herogasm this year.
They get
In
decimated.
the process, he takes care of the twins as well as the rest of the herogasm attendees.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
So like he destroys a house. And then Homelander gets there, finds Soldier Boy, and they battle for a time. Particularly something else that came up that I was reading about earlier just before we started this was Butcher is there when Soldier Boy is there, and they apparently had a deal of when they fight, it's going to be Butcher versus Homelander, not
other way around.
Not any help. Like, and so he's like, "Oh, you broke our deal. That sucks. I'm gonna have to like destroy you." Funny thing that happens though is he uses his his heat vision or whatever to blast Butcher. But if I were Homelander, there's one of two things that happen. He blasts him and he falls to the ground. So that means two things. One, they can be more like blaster shots where they don't necessarily penetrate your skin, more so they just, knock you back with a force. Because if I didn't know that could happen for me as Homelander, I would be like, why didn't he just get decimated? That would be my first concern is I just blasted him with my heat vision, which cuts anybody else in half. Why is he okay?
But Homelander is blind right now. He is not thinking correctly at all.
He's too focused on everything.
Soldier Boy. So I think Homelander, he was like, Billy Butcher, boom. Oh, okay, he's dead. I think he literally was like, Butcher's dead. Fuck Butcher, and he moved on to Soldier Boy. Because like that dialogue exchange was fucking wild.
Yeah.
Like, you're not my replacement. I am your upgrade shit. I was like, whoo! I was like, holy shit. Like,
yeah.
It's tit for tat. Like, fuck you, no fuck you, no fuck you. And that's why that exchange was so brilliant.
Yeah, he said, Soldier Boy basically says to him, he's like, buddy, you think you're my replacement? You're wearing a cape.
You're wearing a cape, which he grabs. Oh my God, he uses the cape against fucking Homelander, showing him like, dipshit, I have been around the block. Homelander tries flying off really quick, and he just grabs Homelander's cape and throws him to the ground like Homelander's a piece of paper.
Yeah. So yeah, it becomes this massive fight between Homelander, Billy Butcher, and Soldier Boy for most of the time until Huey, in great Huey fashion, shows up naked, punches Homelander, and then Homelander looks at him and he's just like, ooh, and he just dips out. And then
Homelander's face though was like, it was that like, what the fuck?
Like,
but he says he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's like, I can't believe like he has to actually fight.
Well,
like he's never had to fight anybody.
Know they had Temp V.
Yeah, exactly. But like that's what I'm saying is he didn't know. First shock is Billy Butcher hitting him and actually making him feel some sort of pain. Then it's the laser eyes damaging his suit and matching Homelander's for intensity and like not losing that battle. And then Huey's teleportation, it's like, oh, I've actually got something against me. And then you actually have Soldier Boy, who again is the only person that could really fight Homelander, because Homelander's never actually really, if you think of it that way, Homelander's really never been in a fight. He's basically been playing his life on easy mode. So when you actually come up, so when you come up against a guy who is like an Elden Ring boss, and you're just a simple, tarnished, like,
that's great.
He's got his match met, right? He's able to punch and bruise Homelander and actually hurt him, make him feel some pain. To which is going to be incredible to see the look on everybody's face when they see Homelander, because Homelander's not going to cover that up. Like,
that's
he's either going to
mad.
Well, he was mad because it's like, look at him. He's like, yeah, he actually got punched. Like, he actually got punched and it hurt. And he's, other than emotional pain, he's probably never known what a physical pain has felt like, other than when he was a child.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. So that fight's crazy. Definitely a great fight, but I did have a lot of criticism for it because a lot of it was cut. Like there was a lot of cuts. Like
It's
there was a lot of
very fast
cut to
cuts.
cut, and I was like, there were a couple moments where it's like I'm kind of hearing the same punching sound, sound over and over again. Like kind of would like to see almost more like a John Wick style of like one huge shot that just kind of covers it.
Okay.
Granted, I see that's probably harder to do with the CGI, but then I also think of all the things that
Budget,
I've seen
time
this season.
limitation. Yeah.
No. I think of all the other things I've seen this season, like watching a little man crawl inside a urethra and then sneezing and that guy exploding. That's wild.
It's really hard to criticize the show when like they give you so much.
Yeah. So that's like that was the only criticism I had for the fight itself. But I mean, I loved it regardless because I was like, oh my god, Homelander's actually getting his ass beat. Like he's actually getting his ass whooped. So yeah, like that was huge, and then that's kind of how it leaves off. Is I do like that Soldier Boy's not a complete and total douche yet. Like I do like that he's like he looks at Butcher and Huey and just sees two other people, right? Homelander, like you said
really
earlier, sees everybody as ants. Dude, I think Jensen Ackles does a great job.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
Like he's just great at what he does. But yeah, I mean, I like Soldier Boy because I like Captain America, right? Like he's not my favorite superhero, but I like Captain America, especially like the Marvel Cinematic Universe version of with Chris Evans. Like I think he pulls off this great thing of it's almost like I would prefer Soldier Boy to Captain America because Soldier Boy is not afraid to get his hands dirty and has a bit of more of my style of humor. Like he's a messed up guy, don't get me wrong, but like I'm more than likely gonna laugh at stuff he says, whereas Captain America's pretty cut and dry, good, innocent, pure person, more or less. Yeah, exactly. So like it's nice to see Soldier Boy be this version of Captain America that is not a complete psychopath like Homelander, but has his demons, but he's also he's capable of having some sort of honor.
Yeah.
Of like seeing Butcher, right? He's like, that's a soldier just like me, right? He has understood sacrifice. He has understood losing people you love and going through a rough life. Whereas like he looks at Homelander with this sort of contempt of like, you're not as special as you think you are.
Yeah, you're a privileged child.
Yeah, exactly. Which is what really upsets me because I think Eric Kripke said something about how Soldier Boy is supposed to be worse than Homelander. And I'm like, I'm not seeing it yet. Like
I'm sure we're going to.
Which is going to be so sad because he's arguably a pretty decent dude right now. I mean, he's
sense,
clearly got some colorful language.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, no, I know we want to leave this off, but
yeah, we're gonna leave it off right here, man. Like that fight was great for me. I like that the one thing that made Homelander that upset was that he has a bruise. He was about to die. I like the refractory period that Soldier Boy has. You can't just fucking sonic boom everything. And really quick, when Soldier Boy sonic booms you, you might not die, but if you're a Supe, you're not a Supe anymore. We're not gonna get into like why that is, but you're not a Supe anymore. So you lose your powers at least temporarily, is what I'm thinking.
Well, I looked it up. I can explain it really quick if you don't mind. If you want me to. Basically, he has this power of it is extreme levels of radiation. So when you get blasted with the radiation, it literally kills all of the compound V in a Supe's body. So for instance, if he were to do it to Homelander, if he was as close as he was when he was able to successfully do it that episode, that would have been dead all of them except for Soldier Boy. Yeah. Because he lives through all of it anyway. His body intakes all that radiation in. Kind of like a walking Godzilla in a sense. Like he emits radiation and he can handle radiation more than anybody else can, really, other than probably Homelander. Or if it were from a distance and he actually hit Homelander with it, Homelander would be permanently, as far as I'm understanding the current logic here, permanently weakened with his powers. So like maybe he won't be as invulnerable, maybe he won't be as strong, maybe he won't be able to fly anymore. Like it would be a permanent debuff to Homelander in a sense of like it would take out a couple abilities or kill him outright. So like that's really exciting to see. I hope there's this hope for me of like I want to see Homelander get hurt more than like what we just saw, right? Like you need to keep me interested in that because a lot of the time this show can't, not a lot of the time, but sometimes the show can feel like there really is no hope. Like you're always losing, right? And I get that that's supposed to keep them on the underdog side, which is perfectly fine with me. But there, as a viewer, I want to see the progress of it happen, right? I want to see like we've seen him lose more and more of himself, right? He's clearly going more and more insane as time goes on. He's going to have a complete mental break probably by the end of this season. But I also for instance, like to see, yeah, all right, he's got a bruise. Soldier Boy is not just this talked up guy. He's got something in him that can actually take on Homelander. So it's kind of the same thing where it's like, I would like to see maybe obviously him not die because there's going to be a season 4 or whatever, but like I would love to see him get hit with a radiation blast and see what it does to him. Like
I think we're going to see that at the end of the season. We have 2 episodes left.
And I hope Soldier Boy doesn't die too soon.
No, I don't think. Again, we're gonna leave it off here. Strap in, get ready. The Boys is on every Friday, Amazon Prime. I watch it Thursdays at 11:50 is when it comes out. So when I watch it.
Oh, it's 10 minutes before Friday. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. Yeah, man, I love the series. I love the comics. I'm so stoked to see where they're going with this, and I'm happy to hear that there is a spin-off show coming. There's also Diabolical, which was great, and now season 4 is on its way. The Boys is unstoppable, truly, at this point. And from WASD and beyond, from my viewing and my rating, I'm giving this show a fucking 9.5.
Really? You're not even gonna go full 10? I'm giving it a full 10.
Full 10?
Yeah.
So
I gotta give it a full 10.
With that being said, WASD and beyond gives it a 10.
Yeah,
The Boys is a perfect show. So,
like, sure, it has its moments for me where I'm kind of critical of it, but those things are so minor in the sense of it, right? Like you said, there's so much attention to detail that all those things are really just like minor inconveniences in the sense of like, I wish I had seen that, but at the same time, I'm not unhappy with what I got.
No,
like
what you get,
I am more than pleased
spoiled
with what I got. Yeah, exactly. Super spoiled when it comes to watching the show. Yeah, I give it a 10. It's fantastic.
Watch The Boys. From start to finish so far, watch The Boys. There is so much material for you. And that's where we're going to leave this episode off, guys. We are happy to be back. This is a Beyond episode. So you're getting 2 main episodes this week. We took a break, so we're going to work a little harder for you guys this week. Again, join the Spawn Camp Discord. The Discord is made up of WASD and Beyond, Diggity Podcast, and our boys, the Build Bros. And soon, OBO is returning, and it's going to be insane. We had to let that baby rest for a little bit for us to really get it back to what we wanted it to be and what we know it should be, which is just making you laugh. And we have a bigger cast now. There's a lot of things we're planning. Be fun. So get ready for a new OBO. If you guys are trying to see what's happening behind the scenes, hop into the Discord, meet some new friends. We will always, always, always tease what we are doing in the Discord before anyone else sees it. So if you want to see what's going on and hear what's happening, hop in there. Learn some things about anime, Gundam, video games, movies, TV. Anything and everything nerdy is in that server. There is no paywall. There will never be a paywall to hop in and have fun with and make friends. It's just insane to us. So again, Spawn Camp Discord. Check out the entire Spawn Camp lineup. Fuck, man, that's it. We're back.
We're back.
Take it easy, you right cunts. We love you so much.
Wow,
hey,
toxic.
Butcher. I gotta do it.
Yeah, I guess so.
You're not gonna leave off
everybody.
on a butcherism?
No.
Okay. Take it easy,
I'm not a butcher.
See you guys next week.
I'm a Huey.
This Friday.
I'm a Huey.
See you guys this Friday.
Yeah, I'm a Huey.
You're Huey? Yeah, you are Huey.
Yeah.
Take it easy, guys.
See you guys.